Nigel Farage has often been quick in the past to distance himself from Tommy Robinson, condemning him outright whenever his name was brought up. But this time, something changed. When Farage was pressed on the subject, he refused to take the bait. He didn't leap in with the usual attacks. He simply chose not to get drawn into condemning Tommy Robinson. Once again, that might seem like a small thing, but it's actually a very significant shift in tone. For years, establishment figures, even those on the so-called right, have felt compelled to loudly denounce Tommy Robinson at every opportunity, often to appease the media or to protect their own reputations. Yet here, Farage took a different path. He held his ground, kept his composure, and declined to join in with the chorus of condemnation. It was a welcome change because at the end of the day, whether you agree with Tommy Robinson or not, the constant ritual of public denunciation has become tired, predictable, and deeply unfair. To see someone like Farage break away from that routine shows that the climate may finally be shifting. For once, the story wasn't about another public figure attacking Tommy Robinson to score easy points. Instead, it was about restraint, and that silence spoke louder than words. Let's have a watch of the footage. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Have a watch. Mr. Farage, you've distanced yourself from Tommy Robinson, but Elon Musk is amplifying him. Will you outright condemn their actions today? And also, what legal means do you think Elon Musk could possibly have in mind in saying that a democratically elected government should be overthrown? As far as Mr. Musk's concerned. Look, you know, he's been chucking abuse at me now for 6 months, and you want me to return the favor, don't you? 'Cause it's a great headline. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to abuse Musk or Tommy Robinson or anything. We're going to get on with building what we're trying to build. Thank you very much. And Mr. Farage, you described some of the majority of people marching on Saturday as good and decent people, but we've also heard from ethnic minority Britons who were afraid to go out in central London on Saturday. Does that concern you at all? As for the march again on Saturday, look, if some people were offended by it or felt worried by it, then that is a great shame. Tell you what's even worse, the fact that over 50% of women don't feel safe walking the streets of London. Can you believe that in our capital city? Can you believe it? And by the way, that's not just at night time. It includes during daytime, too. Look, I knew Charlie Kirk for virtually 10 years. Knew him pretty well. Campaigned around America with him, spoke at Turning Point conferences. You know, I knew the guy very, very well. And obviously deeply upset by what happened. Some of the reaction to it was vile. But equally, if you believe in free speech, you believe there are limits to free speech. An incitement to kill. I would have thought I know is way beyond what even a free speech champion such as myself thinks is acceptable. And yes, these were aimed at me personally. I mean, look, it's not a very pleasant experience. Let's put it like that. So, I did challenge the police to do something, but they've decided this does not meet the threshold. Gosh, imagine if I made some joke about the trans community. I'd probably be in real trouble. And that is at the heart of two-tier Britain, two-tier policing, two-tier justice, and two-tier care. And it's one of the reasons the flags are going up all over this country. The public have sussed it. The government is not on the side of ordinary, decent, working people. Thank you. What we just saw marks a noticeable shift. Nigel Farage, who so often in the past went out of his way to condemn Tommy Robinson, this time chose not to. He refused to play the media's game. And in doing so, he sent a subtle but powerful message. It shows that the tide may be turning, that politicians and public figures are beginning to realize they don't always have to bend to the same tired narratives. Sometimes saying nothing at all speaks volumes. And in this case, Farage's silence was more telling than any condemnation he's made before. In contrast, this was the new Home Secretary said, on Saturday, while over 100,000 protesters marched in London. In doing so, many exercised an ancient right, the right to peaceful protest. But not everyone did. Some turned on the brave police officers who were there to keep the peace. 26 officers were injured and 24 protesters were arrested. Those violent thugs will face the full force of the law. But those who turn to violence on Saturday do not represent who this country really is. When a foreign billionaire calls on our citizens to fight against our ancient democracy, I know this is met by the vast majority with a shake of the head. And that's because we are in truth a tolerant country. And yes, we are a diverse one too. You can be English with roots here that stretch back 1,000 years, but you can also be English and look like me. The St. George's Cross and the Union Jack belong to us all. They are symbols of unity, a kingdom united, and they must never be used to divide us. The words that were used at the weekend are abhorrent, and I know that the vast majority of people in this country will feel the same way. Whether you're a hostile state or a hostile foreign billionaire, no one gets to mess with British democracy. In other news, Danny Krueger has told the media that he feels personally conflicted following his defection to Reform UK. Following his public announcement at a press conference, the former Conservative MP told Christopher Hope that the move has been a bold gamble. During his announcement to the nation, Mr. Krueger declared that the Conservative Party is over, stating he is very pleased to be joining Nigel Farage's party. Reacting to the news, Tory leader Kem Badenoch told the media that if people are leaving because of policy disagreements, that means that the message I am putting out there is clear. Discussing his defection, Mr. Krueger told Christopher, "Personally, I'm feeling pretty conflicted. I've left behind a lot of very good friends locally in my associations. Some wonderful people who've supported me as a Conservative candidate and an activist and nationally. I've got very good friends. I respect and admire Kem Badenoch personally. I love my former Chief Whip, and I've got very many good friends in Parliament who will be very dismayed by what I've done." Admitting, however, that it was the right thing to do, he added. "So on a personal level, it's really difficult, but I think it's the right thing to do because I don't think the Conservative Party can deliver conservatism, and I don't think they can deliver for the public." Expressing optimism for Reform's success in local elections, Mr. Krueger told the media, "They've just won a whole bunch of council seats from the Conservatives, and I look forward to meeting them, but it's a very, very tough challenge. We've got to organize sufficiently to take on the next set of local elections and then get ready for the big general election in a couple of years' time." What do you make of this move from Danny Krueger? Is Reform the place to be for right-leaning politicians now? Let me know your thoughts on this story down in the comments section below. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.